Hi, this is Julie at Love's Beginning with a message called Reason to Celebrate. We experience our true strength together. Our true strength is alive and present in us all, equally. If you are willing to see that strength and know it is real, you also allow it to act through you. When you see yourself as part of a whole, you allow that whole to act through you in this drama. You allow that whole to determine all and to interpret all. The only other alternative is to allow the voice of insanity, the ego, to determine and interpret the experience you give yourself as a separate self. Look at the example of hearing the thought that you want another self to feel loved. In reality, you want to feel loved, and what you are looking at is an absence of love. This means you are looking away from reality. If you know that the seemingly separate self is love, and has always been loved completely, you become willing to see that this is also true for you. You begin to see this as the primary truth of everyone, and you become willing to see them as they are. Instead of seeing your fellows as lacking, which is just a cover for seeing yourself as lacking and therefore separate, see the truth of their wholeness now. Then you will allow it to come into experience. What you allow for them, you allow for yourself. We see the true beauty of each other together. When you believe you are witnessing a lack of beauty anywhere, this is an invitation to surrender ego's judgments. Insanity is not able to tell you what you are seeing, and it never has had that ability. It has the ability to present complex illusions for the senses, but it doesn't have the ability to tell you the truth. When you see lack anywhere, you are asking insanity to explain the world to you. When you ask insanity to explain the world to you, you also ask it to tell you who you are, what you want, and what to do next. There was no insanity before you invented it, but because insanity is only possible in an illusion, no one has been truly harmed by your detour into a dream. It's important to understand this in order to find your willingness to look past the insanity to the whole. Knowing you are the oneness, having a willingness to see that oneness everywhere, this is awakening. The opportunity to awaken is available to you through every situation in which you find yourself. Simply willingness to see what is real, and the ability will come to you. It is only when you think you want something else that you focus on what doesn't exist. What doesn't exist seems to exist, and the body is the vehicle that gives you an experience of what doesn't exist. As often as you need to, make the commitment to allow the body to be used in the service of awakening to the real. If you make a commitment to joy, this is the same thing. Joy is only possible when you turn away from fear as a guide. Joy is real, and it is what you are. Fear is an illusion you allow yourself to experience when you look away from joy. You made this illusion. You didn't create it. This illusion has had no real impact on any being. It is easy to surrender what never had any meaning. Allow true order to guide you through and out of the dream. You begin with finding the willingness to surrender all thought that is in opposition to oneness, all fear thought. All fear thought is based in the idea of the vulnerability of the separate one who doesn't exist. Ask what does exist. Find your willingness to allow the real to guide every moment of your experience. Acknowledge your reality by allowing the real to flood every facet of your experience. It can be felt. The feeling of the real is joy. Resistance to the real is fear. You have no good reason to resist the real, because the real cannot hurt you. The real does not recognize a separate one at which to aim this fictional thing called hurt. Find the willingness to surrender the unreal, and you allow joy. We are here with you by your side as you realize there is no reason to deny happiness. If you see that there is no reason to deny it, you can also see that it is already yours in abundance. If this is true of you, it is true of all. Let today be a day of celebrating truth. Thanks for listening.